Well, first of all, I'm delighted to be here at the Great Place to Work for All Summit. I think it's a terrific idea, and an idea whose time is very much here, now and today. Workplaces have to be for all, not just for some. You asked me the question, what does it take to make a great workplace? To me, it is indeed a place where all ideas, all people are welcome. So it has to be inclusive, it has to be respectful, and respectful of not just people, but the opinions they bring, the points of view they bring, their perspectives, their wants and needs, and also a place of learning. I think we are in a world now where whatever we learned in school and college is rapidly obsolete. So it is a place and a time for lifelong learning. So for my workplace, I expect to get and give learning. So when I started in my freshman engineering class, we were 15 girls out of 350. So if you do the math, that's kind of 5%. Today, I have been told that engineering colleges are getting 30% female intake. Similarly, even 10, 15 years ago, the percentage of women on boards was roughly around 4%. In 2020, we are inching close to 20%. So the slope of the curve is the right slope. We are making progress. Is it enough? No, I don't think it is enough. I think we need to do a lot more until we get to really mirroring our population and getting to why not have 50% of women in the workforce in every company, in every organization.
So how do we?
Why just India? Let's talk about the world. Yeah. I think the challenge of respect, dignity and inclusion is a global challenge, certainly in India as well. I actually think India is much more positive than we would generally see and believe in public discourse. The fact of the matter is India has had equal employment, equal wages for women. We've actually had universal suffrage, voting rights for women right from the start, which a lot of other countries have not. Bringing, whether it is gender or it is more diversity into the workplace, is a matter not of hardware. See, hardware for a company or an organization or a country are policies and laws, policies, frameworks, processes and laws. It's actually a matter of software. Software is the culture of a place, it's the values that a company, an organization or a country wants to live by. And to me, fundamentally, 50% of our population is female, 50% of the world is female. So there cannot be a situation where half the population is not welcome, not respected, not heard. So that's a given. And then to not just recognize but actually celebrate differences is what makes for richer outcomes. There is lots of research that shows that diverse teams, and again diversity is not just gender, it is ethnicity, it is sexual orientation, it is belief systems, that diverse teams lead to much better problem solving outcomes. And we know we have enough problems in the world today. So if we want to get to really robust, sustainable solutions, we must engage every type of point of view. But inclusion has to come both top down and bottom up. So we are seeing this grassroots level, more inclusion of women, girl children are staying longer in schools, they're getting better treatment from their families and society and are being encouraged to study and work. Is it enough? No, there's more that can be done. But at the same time, top down, I think most good companies, most good institutions actually want to promote diversity and inclusion. So we are seeing the right kind of action at both ends. So I think it's very simple actually. If you take the gender out of the decision in some ways, it makes things quite easy. So there are a few moments in a woman's life and career where her personal needs or family needs become paramount. And typically for young women, the period of time in which they're building the early years of their career is that overlaps with the period of time they're also building their families. And that's where companies, and I've had to do that as well in some of my organizations, you have to provide flexibility. And flexibility does not mean taking away from performance or output. It just means really genuinely letting people work in a different way, sometimes from home, sometimes shorter hours, giving them a path to come back to work whenever they want in a way that works for them and works for the organization. It's the usual stuff. It's not particularly in that sense. But what we do look for specifically, in addition to robust business models, so we like to look at companies that are using technology for innovation, and innovation could be product, could be a business model, could just be using technology for efficiencies, but using technology for innovation to solve large problems for India that lead to eventual social economic impact. So it's not just enough to make money. We also have to make a difference to our society and our country. So those are the kinds of businesses we like to look at for investment. We do believe that businesses that build responsibly and scale up actually are very, very profitable, sustainable, successful, and can create employment, market linkages, access, formalization, so lots of positive benefits also, in addition to making great returns as an investor. We look at entrepreneurs and teams that are passionate about what they are doing, that are hungry for learning, that are hungry for growth, and for us, integrity and ethics is an absolute sort of given.